Have you ever rewritten the same text message 4 times before sending it? Deleting a word? Adding a laughing emoji so it sounds casual? Reading it back one more time, just to make sure it sounds like you don't care? And then your stomach drops. Not after they reply, before. You haven't even hit send yet, and some part of you has already decided the answer is no. I want to start by telling you something that might be hard to hear. You are not a bit insecure. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. What you are experiencing has a clinical name, and once you understand the machinery behind it, you will stop blaming yourself for it completely. It's called anticipatory rejection sensitivity, and it sits at the center of something psychologists call the anxious-avoidant loop. Today we're going to take it apart, piece by piece. We're going to look at why your brain does this, why it feels so unbearably real, and how to interrupt the loop before it writes the ending of every relationship you'll ever have. Let's start with the hardware, because this isn't a character flaw. It's biology, and it was built for a reason. Somewhere in your history, rejection wasn't just disappointing, it was dangerous. Maybe it was a parent whose love came and went depending on their mood. Maybe it was a partner who vanished the moment you needed them most. Your nervous system took notes, and it built a system to make sure you were never caught off guard like that again. Psychologists call this hypervigilant threat detection. Think of a smoke alarm that went off once during a real fire and now screams at the smell of toast. The alarm isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was built to do. It would rather give you 100 false alarms than miss the one real fire. So your brain scans every text, every pause, every slightly flat tone of voice, hunting for smoke that might mean the house is about to burn down again. You are not being dramatic. You are running a prediction model built from old data, trying to protect yourself from a pain your body already knows by heart. But here's the part almost nobody explains properly. This isn't just happening inside you, it's a loop, and it has two sides. On one side, there's you, anxious, scanning, desperate for closeness, terrified of distance. On the other side, there's often someone wired in the opposite direction, avoidant, someone whose nervous system learned that closeness itself is the danger, and independence is survival. And here's the trap. The more anxious you become, the more you reach for reassurance. But to an avoidant nervous system, reaching feels like pressure, so they pull back to protect themselves. And to your anxious nervous system, that distance feels like proof. Proof you were right to be scared. So you reach harder, and they pull back further. Two protective systems, both doing exactly what they were built to do. Together, manufacturing the exact pain both people were trying to avoid. So you might be asking, if this hurts so much, why doesn't it just switch off once you're safe? Why does the alarm keep going even in a good relationship? Here's the key insight. Your nervous system isn't reacting to the relationship in front of you. It's reacting to a blueprint built years, sometimes decades, before this person ever existed. You are running outdated software on brand new hardware, and the glitching is where the anxiety lives. Attachment researchers call this the internal working model. It's the template your brain wrote early in life for what love is supposed to feel like. If that template was written during chaos, your nervous system will treat calm, steady love as suspicious. It will wait for the other shoe to drop, because in its experience, the other shoe always drops eventually. This is why some of you sabotage the good ones without meaning to. Not because you don't want love, because your nervous system doesn't trust what it can't predict. Chaos, ironically, feels more like home than peace does. I know that's a lot, so let's get practical, because understanding the mechanism is only half the job. First tool, the pause before the prediction. The second you feel that drop in your stomach, the instinct to assume the worst before any evidence has shown up, say this in your head. This is my prediction model talking, not the present moment. That single sentence creates a gap between the alarm and your reaction. That gap is where your power lives. Second tool. This one's for the reassurance spiral. Instead of the 3-paragraph message explaining your feelings, then checking in twice, then apologizing for checking in, give yourself 15 minutes before you respond to the panic at all. You're not suppressing it. You're giving your nervous system time to notice the fire it smelled never actually started. Third tool. For the days the loop wins anyway, ask yourself one honest question. Is this person actually inconsistent? Or does inconsistency simply feel unbearable to me because of what I survived before? Sometimes the answer points to a relationship that genuinely needs boundaries. Sometimes it points to a nervous system that needs healing more than the relationship needs fixing. And here's the part I actually want you to remember. None of this is a life sentence. Researchers have a name for what happens when you do this work consistently. They call it earned security. Across the UK and the US, people who grew up with anxious attachment have gone on to build calm, steady relationships as adults. Not by switching off their sensitivity, by learning to recognize when the alarm is outdated. You are not too much. You are not needy. You are someone whose nervous system learned to brace for impact a long time ago in a situation that is no longer your situation. The work isn't to stop feeling deeply. The work is to stop letting an old blueprint write the ending before the story's even begun. If you recognized yourself in this, here's what you need next. What's actually happening on the other side of the loop? Inside the avoidant partner's mind. Why they run from the very closeness they secretly crave, and what's really hiding behind that wall. Click on the video right here, and I'll show you exactly how the avoidant nervous system works and how to stop mistaking distance for rejection.